Hi there, you 74 lovely subscribers. It's one of those channels that I have no interest of growing into the thousands, because if it is happening, then there's thousands of people who need help. And this is not particularly in the area which you want to need help, really. You just want it to be without it. But when it does happen, then I suppose sharing it is going to be beneficial for somebody. And that's why I thought today I would just quickly run through what I am using currently. And I'm sharing it now because I have a feeling that it's going in the right direction, really. And obviously I do not have any, not obviously, but I do not have any scans. And there are various reasons for it. The MRI scan is the only one that does not have a negative impact on my health. As far as I understand, it's just a magnetic thing that rotates and imaging the body. While CT scans and PSMA PET scans, on the other hand, you need some radioactive components in your body, which is very detrimental to your health. So there is the part that I'm curious. I'd like to know where I am compared to where I was a year ago when I had my PSMA PET scan made. But paying 55,000 baht is out of the question, and putting my health further at risk is also out of the question, really. So I'm back to the question that a lot of people they say, or back to the comment that people they say, well, if you don't have the scans, you don't know where you are. I said, well, I do actually know where I am. I am healthy and I'm feeling good. Now, somebody do mention prostate cancer as being the silent killer. Well, I've been giving that a bit of a thought, and I thought that if it takes 10 years for the cancer to kill me silently, and it takes equally 10 years for the drugs to run out of effect, and it will in turn then kill me, meaning I will have 10 years in noise and then being killed, then there's no doubt in my mind I'd much rather be killed silently. I'd much rather want to live my life happy and satisfied, with no pains, with no issues whatsoever, till the day that I am no more, rather than I want to live the same number of years and then have all the hassle with the heat, the flashes in the night, elevated blood pressure, appetite issues, lack of muscles, diabetes problems, and pain issues and whatnot that I see a lot of people from the various support groups giving me reports about. So anyway, I've said that in several of my videos now. What I've got in this here is predominantly just supplements, and it is being treated as supplements. This big one here that says green tea was because originally I did start out with green tea, but now I've got my, well, I don't know if you can see that, but there's homemade yellow capsules, because it is my mixture of ginger, grinded fresh pepper, and curcumin. So that's my own cocktail that I do take. Was that 1800 milligrams a day? I think the curcumin part is 1200 milligrams a day. Then I get one capsule IU 5000 of vitamin D3K2. Then I have got my own homemade, but it's still bought the powder from Pure Bulk, so it's the same product, but I make my own capsules like this, and the same goes, it's the same size, size O. I got 400 milligrams in each capsule, and I'm very, very meticulous on this one. I make them myself. The rest my wife helped me with, but this one I'm meticulous with. So I know I do get 1200 milligrams a day. That's the last thing that happens in nighttime. That's a little pouch here. See, I got my pills in here, or capsules. Then I got serapeptase, 2 of those, 120,000 each of some units. I take 2. What I usually do is that I have them in my night desk. So this one here minus my serapeptase, I'll take that at bedtime, or an hour before bedtime. And then when I wake up during the night, or the first thing I do in the morning, I'll take on an empty stomach 2 of these, and they're already in here. So 2 serapeptase. Then I've got my Sulfametter. It's also homemade capsules, but I just reused the one that I bought initially. And again, those I've got 2 capsules in old bags, so that is 600. That's 1800 milligrams a day of saw palmetto. Going on, this one is not K2, this is in reality mangosteen powder, made myself, mangosteen. I've got these here and I got 300 milligram in each, so, and I take 600 milligrams 3 times a day. Wrong, 2 times a day. I do not take in the evening time. So the morning and the dinner time I'll take it. Then I got B12, that's the original one. We got black seed oil. This one is at 5%. I bought them from Triquetra. I think that's the way to say it. Triquetra in the US. I got friends bringing this over for me because those are the ones, as far as I can get my hands on, that are the strongest on the TQ, and the TQ is the active component in it. So I get one of these in the morning, and I get one of these midday, which is 4 times as strong. This has 4 times maximum strength, so it's a 20% quinone or whatever it's called. So 5% and 10%, 20%. Then I've got quercetin. It's an overall health kind of thing going on. And then I've got pumpkinade. This is pumpkinade powder, which I also make myself. Doing everything in powder yourself just makes it so much cheaper, and you know exactly what you get, to the extent that you know the powder is what the powder is supposed to be. And then I have got my little label for my own little container here, which is, it looks the same as my pumpkinade, but it is broccoli powder. I realized that eating broccoli was not all the most delicious thing you can do in the world as far as I'm concerned, but when you're cooking it, you're actually destroying some of the active components that has anti-cancer properties, as far as I could research myself too. So I thought doing it, the powder version would save me not eating that vegetable and probably get me the active component. So I've got these 3 shot glasses here in the morning, so all I've got to do is basically just run through them all, and then I dump whatever I need for each portion each day, pour it in this one here, the first one in the morning, the second one here is the evening, and this one is what I eat in the daytime, or I swallow in the daytime, so that's basically it. So these are my supplements. Oh, I forgot to say, I also do use these here, and they are imported from India. So I'll take 1 full strip of that, ivermectin, and there's 10 tablets, and it's a 12 milligram each. So we're talking 120 milligram ivermectin a day. Good stuff. Now, the stuff that I cannot get into too much details about, which is really where I'm thinking things are really rocking my boat now, that is what we've got here. We got something called sodium chloride, which I'm mixing up with hydrochloric acid, and when you do that, you get a yellow kind of gassy thing. I mix it up with 150 milliliters of water. I'll take 1 milliliter of each of these. One of them is the ingredients, the other one the activator, and then I'll mix it up with 150 milliliters of water. I'll fill up this one here, and I'm using these small syringes here because they've got 1 milliliter in each, so I'll basically just pull out 1 milliliter of that one, and this one is white because we've got the white here, so it's easy to separate it. Once it's activated within 30 seconds, a minute, then I'll mix in distilled water that have neutralized too. If you want to know more about that, I'll probably make a video about it later. But basically, it is water that has been distilled from our own well, and it has then been erased, gone through a process to erase its memory, and then I'll cool it down, and that's what I use for this one here. So there's 150 milliliters, and then I shove this up the back door, let it stay there for about 3 minutes, and then I evacuate. Do that twice a day. In addition to that, I've got myself a small steam tent with a chair in it, and I will take 1 small shot glass and I will add 3 milliliters of sodium chloride with 3 milliliters of hydrochloric acid, and that will evaporize into a gas. And so I'm shutting down there and sitting totally closed off. We're not wearing any clothes. It will be absorbed through my skin. So that is my midday routine.
So I've got these here is a 3-step. I do that 3 times a day. Do this twice, and this fumes thing, I do that once. And I'm thinking it's going the right way. And I'm saying this because obviously I can't tell you whether it's going the right way in terms of how the scans are looking like. But I can tell you that I'm running faster and faster and faster. And I've just set my personal best on the 10K for God knows how many years. 57 minutes and 45 seconds. That's brilliant. I mean, my dream was to get under an hour, and I thought it wouldn't happen. I've also throughout the year been constantly improving my personal best in 1K, 1 mile, 5K. So those are good numbers. The last 13 days, my blood pressure has not just stabilized as being normal, it's actually going so low now that I'm getting a little bit worried about it. Because my last, this morning I had 116/61 with a heart rate at 40, which brings me to another thing. I've had for a long period of time my resting heart rate being in an average of 41, but then for about 6 months it's been elevated. But now that has come down as well. Just last night my resting heart rate was at only 38. My heart rate variability has also climbed out now. Now the lower part is in the 50s, so I'm hoping to bring that back to an average of about 60 very soon. Stress levels are good and nice. I think the average over the last 3-4 months has been at 27, so it's just slightly over resting, but it's a good number. Mind your heart rate variability, if you don't know anything about that. As far as I understand, if you are in the 20s, your heart rate variability should be around 60 in average. But if you are around 60 years old, your heart rate variability should be about 25 to 30. So my heart rate variability being about 50 as it is right now is very good, although I'm disappointed because I know I've been at 64 before. So yeah. In addition to that, then I can also brag about the total of December. I have not been to the loo once during the night time, meaning I have 0 visit to the toilet, and it had come down to 1 or 2 times before we reached December. So my need for the loo has also improved dramatically. And then we're back to what my doctor said when I 16 months ago asked him whether I had an issue, explaining to him what my problem was, and he said to me, well, how often do you go to the toilet? And when I told him that I'm going to the toilet from 0 to maximum twice, he said, well, then you don't have any problem. Well, according to my well-educated and well-intended doctor, I do not have any issues whatsoever. I'm at 0. So a lot of things are really looking good, The numbers looking good. My last PSA wasn't all that good, although it was technically a small drop, but I had very high hopes that the drop was going to be significant next time. I really do. I feel like that what I'm doing here is really what makes a big difference. And it's an uncomfortable exercise, and it's been taking me quite a bit of a while to find a rhythm for it. I wouldn't say survive it, but it's not pure pleasure. But they do say that this is the way to go about it if you do have prostate cancer. I don't need to have an oral version of it, and obviously, well, if you go in the route I'm doing, then I'm in close proximity to where my problem is. And having metastases, as it was said 16 months ago, just to the lymph node, I am treating it locally the best I can. Anyway, if you have any questions to this, just hit me up in the comments, and then until next time, as always, stay happy and healthy.